Okay, so now I laid out my pieces the way I think I'm going to want them to be sewed together. And they're going to look all over the place as you start sewing them together. And just in case you mess up and some of them are not the right size, because that can happen, like it happened there, you want to make sure that you get it as straight as you can on one side. Or center it as much as you can when you're pinning these pieces together. When you go to pin them together, what I do is, well, let me show you this way. What I do is I take the top piece, I fold this over on top. Now you can line it up in one corner, make sure at least the one corner lines up correctly, just in case it's off, or you can center it. And this is where your sewing is going to have to make up for any mistakes that you made in the cutting process. So I'm kind of glad this came out the way that it did. Then you sew your same stitch, whatever you're sewing. I'm doing 5/8, so that's where you would sew it. So that's where you would pin it. And then after you pin it, you fold it back up, and then you take this one, bring that to that way, I fold it that way, and then you pin that one. Okay, and then you bring it back down. Okay, and you have this ready for sewing. And you'll take it to your machine and you're going to sew it where you have your pins, and then you're going to come back and do the same thing and make rows. Okay, so it's the same thing. You take that piece, you fold it down, pin it, take this piece, fold it up, pin it, take it to your machine, sew it. Same thing over there. Fold it down, pin it, fold it up, pin it. Okay, then after you sew it, you're going to lay it back out like that. You're going to flip it over to the other sewed piece. And you're going to make sure that your seams line up. Whatever you do, make sure your seams line up on one edge. And you pin it. You'll pin it right along there where you're going to sew it. And then you'll have that piece. Okay? Then when you open it back up, alright, it's going to be the same thing. You're going to take this, fold this one over, pin it along there, open it back up, take it to your machine, sew it along where you pinned it. Then you have a square. And then what I do is I repeat the process over and over and over, so I have a pattern. And then in the end, I sew my 2 squares, sew 2 more big squares, sew 2 more big squares, sew 2 more big squares, or just sew it as one long strip. Depends on the space that I have in my work area. You can sew it as a long strip and then connect long strips, or sew it 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, and just keep going as you go.